Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti. Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara, Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara.
This is a good question. Thanks for coming. It's a learning experience for us also to travel to different places. When you share the knowledge with others and when you get the feedback from them, actually we are also learning. So thank you for giving us an opportunity to learn from you. We have only spent one day, but I think there is a lot we can also share with you. So before going into the topic, we should introduce ourselves, how we came to this system. As a veterinarian, why are we talking about holistic management or about cow protection? So we will tell how we came to this, how we reached this particular platform today. So the name of the topic is Common Sense Approach to Cow and Land Management. In this, now I will be handling the introduction. After that, as the sequence goes, Madhaprabhu will handle the remaining topics. And then, as the sequence goes, the real cow protection comes. But before coming into the cow, there is much more that we have to do. What is the real purpose of the cow? What is the real function of the cow? So, we both passed out as veterinarians in 1992 from Kerala Veterinary College. And we joined the dairy cooperative in Kerala. Then you have Amul. In Kerala it is called Milma. The function is they collect the milk and then it is processed and given back even to the consumers. So that's what we call a dairy cooperative. So actually the dairy cooperative does not own any cows. They only procure the milk from the producers, process it, and then they sell it in the market. So we worked from 1992 to 2009 in a dairy cooperative. And then in that process, by 2000 or so, we got introduced to the homeopathic treatment of cattle. This what we studied in the college is we were using the allopathic system of medicine. But slowly we got introduced to the homeopathic system of managing the disease conditions in cows. And there was a need for it because when you give an allopathic medicine to a cow, the produce that the cow is giving you, maybe dung, maybe urine, maybe milk, that also gets contaminated with that particular medicine that you are giving to the cow. So, knowingly or unknowingly, the person who is consuming the milk is also getting a dose of antibiotics. So then a need came as we have to change. the system of medicine that we are doing. So that is how we got introduced to the homeopathic system of treatment. From 2000 till this date, we have not used any allopathic medicines in cows. We have totally refused, and we are able to properly manage the cows without any allopathic system of treatment. And when we came into homeopathic system, we understood that now we have reached a state wherein there is no disease condition in cows. By proper management, we are even able to even avoid the homeopathic system also. We don't need any system but only proper management of cows. So that is what has brought us. And then from 2000 till this date, we have not used any allopathic medicines in cows. And then in our treatment time, we found a particular problem that was happening in the cows. That is, in Kerala, every year, Kerala went down in the total milk procurement. The demand and the supply could never be met every year. That was a problem there. So that the government found out a solution. What will we do? We will do one thing, we will go to the next state, purchase the cows from there, bring it to our state, and then we will sell that milk. So they started that program of getting cows from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So then we didn't like that project. What is the program? We were again going and bringing cows from there, bringing to this place. And what happens? All the cows die here. So we thought that is not the real solution. We told our management, see, bringing cows from outside, every year bringing cows from outside. See, all the cows that have come here have delivered a female calf. Where are the female calves? See, how come only in Tamil Nadu you have female cows coming up? What is happening in Kerala? See, if you have 10 cows this year, they have delivered 10 calves, at least it will be 5 calves are female cows. So the number of cows should be 15 now. How come it is reducing every year? So we just did a survey. We went and saw 7,000 cows, took their weight, and we found that out of 100, only 14 survived. Out of 100 calves that are delivered, only 14 survived, not only in Kerala. What is happening to the other calves? So that was disturbing. That is the reason why every year the milk is coming down. The female calves are not becoming mothers. Why is this happening? So, in a dairy cooperative, being in a dairy, we cannot say that the calves are not getting sufficient milk. So that means that total procurement will come down. The dairy is surviving on the milk sales. And if you say the milk provided to the calf is not sufficient, then how will the dairy run? So then we thought, working in the dairy, it is against our ethics. So we came out of that institution. Now we don't work for any dairy cooperatives or anything. We are now working with institutions which are in protection. So we thought we will come out, we will purchase some land, and then in that land we will keep some calves, grow them, develop them into cows, and give it to the farmers. So that was how we thought, okay, we will get some 30 calves, we will grow them, and we will sell it to the farmers, and we will run our finance in our house also. Because now we are I am getting a good income from the dairy cooperative. Now I am coming out of the job, I need some money. So I plan this way. I will go out to get the income, I will purchase some land, purchase some calves, grow them and sell them. So my regular income will start. So with the money we had, we purchased 30 acres of land. And we decided now we will have some 30 calves. So that 30 calves, we will grow them there and we will sell and our finance will be okay. So we purchased the land, did the fencing, we were going to make the Goshala. At that time, my Shiksha Guru asked me, see, your project is good, but what is the guarantee you have that when you grow a calf and give it to a farmer, he will take care the way you want it to be taken care of. So again, you are only part of the same cycle. What's the benefit of this? It was like, the old gas fell down. Because that is the way we were thinking we will get our money. So now we left the job, and the project is also not the way we thought. What do we do now? No source of income now. So then we understood. So we wanted to procure female calves, grow them, grazing in our own land, and when fully grown, impregnate them and sell to the dairy farmers. We didn't have an answer as to the fate of cows once we sold them. So then we decided we will not do this. But then we wanted to find an answer. Why is it that the farmers are not taking care of the cows the way the cows have to be taken care of? Why is it that they are saying this cow is unproductive? See, which are the cows that are being going out of dairy farm? The cows that are not productive. Productive means those which are not giving milk. So why is it that some cows are seen as non-productive? Then what about the bulls? Bulls in fact don't give milk. So they are not productive animals. So then there is something wrong in this creation of the Lord. Why did He create these bulls? So there is something. So we wanted to really find out what is happening, why it is happening. So then we thought we'll leave on the job. We now find out the reason why it is. So we got introduced to this holistic management principles from Alan Savory. So going through his teachings or his understanding, and then getting associated with the Eco Village project of ISKCON Vietnam and other world farms in Jaipur, we slowly started getting the answer for why is it that a cow is designated as unproductive. Why is a bull called unproductive? Why is it? So after getting that understanding, this is an important thing. We understood that dairy and culling were complementary. That is, it is for a dairy to run, you need to manage the unproductive cows. When you run a dairy, the day the cow is giving milk it is productive, but the day it stops giving milk it is unproductive. So to run it profitably, this cow you have to get rid of this particular animal that is not giving milk. So that means to have milk in the market, you need to have a culling system. That is, you need to have another enterprise, that is the slaughter industry also has to be there to provide you milk in the market. That means if you want to stop slaughter, then and at the same time you want milk in the market, it won't happen. It can never happen. It is complementary. The moment you stop slaughter, you will never have milk in the market. That is the link. You cannot do, see, I don't like trees to be cut. I am against tree cutting. What is your source of income? I have a chain of furniture shops. Does it make sense? You are against cutting of trees and your source of income is by sale of furniture. Does it make sense? So same way, you want milk in the market and you are against slaughter. It won't work. So there is something more that you have to understand. That the purpose of this animal is not to give you milk. It is something more, much more. So we will just look into this story. A group of scientists placed 5 monkeys in a cage. Just understand. A group of scientists placed 5 monkeys in a cage and in the middle a ladder with bananas on top. So what did the monkey do? Natural tendency, the monkey will try to climb and take the bananas. So the moment a monkey climbs to take the banana, all the other monkeys are sprayed with water. It's an experiment that was done. So when one monkey climbs, all the other monkeys are sprayed with water. Every time a monkey went up the ladder, the scientist soaked the rest of the monkeys with cold water. After a while, every time a monkey went up the ladder, the others beat up the other on the ladder. Because what the monkeys thought is, when this fellow is climbing, we are getting soaked with water. So we should prevent that. So whenever a monkey tries to climb, he is being hit down. You don't climb, because you don't want this water to come out of water. So after some time, no monkey dared to go up the ladder regardless of the temptation. Everybody wants to eat that. But even though the temptation is there, because of fear of the water or the heat, nobody is trying to climb the ladder. So then the scientist tried, we will do one thing, we will replace each monkey. So they replaced the first monkey. First thing is the new monkey did was, the new monkey which is coming to that group, now there are total 5, only one has been removed. The new monkey has never been soaked with water. So the first thing, when he saw the banana, his natural tendency is to go up the ladder. But the other 4 monkeys, what will the other 4 monkeys do? It will beat them down. So again they changed the next monkey. Likewise, the second monkey was substituted at the same occurred. The first monkey participated in the beating. See, the new monkeys that are coming have never been sprayed with water. But the first monkey, when the new monkey comes, when it is trying to take the banana, the others are beating it. So the new monkey also sat down. Again, they replaced the second monkey. When that monkey is also going, the new monkeys also started beating, because anybody who climbs up has to be beaten. Not because he didn't get that, he never got that water on his body, but still, they all are doing no. So I also should do. So same thing happened. They replaced all the monkeys, but still the banana was on top. See, this is their function of the banana. But they are prevented from performing their functions because of that system, paradigms that has been created. What was left was a group of 5 monkeys that, even though never received a cold shower, continued to beat up any monkey who attempted to climb the ladder. The original cause was because they were drenched in water. Now the full monkeys separate. Still, nobody is climbing the ladder. If it was possible to ask the monkeys why they would beat up all those who attempted to go up the ladder, I bet the answer should be, I don't know. That is how things are around here. Isn't it? So there are a lot of paradigms that has been created in us. We do not know. See how beautifully the oil companies have, oil means not the petroleum, the other oil, cooking oil companies have convinced you that by frying in the oil you improve the quality of food. They have convinced you, See, the tobacco industry has convinced people that smoking is good for health, otherwise how will you smoke? See, this is how we are now accepting the scientific world. Because I am asking you, did farming start after agriculture university came? Did people start keeping cows after veterinary university came? People were doing it even before. So what we understood was, what the package of practice that was given to us is not going to protect the animals. So then we thought we will look for upper. That is, how did people farm? What was the reference book to the farmers who did farming before the university came? It was naturally the Puranas, the sacred books. It was based on that only people did the farm. So we looked into by associating with Madhaprabhu and his ISKCON and all, now we started looking into Srimad Bhagavatam. And one sloga, that is the Srimad Bhagavatam 1:17.3. The literal expression of Kali on the cows are cited. Here the sloga goes on like this. Although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her. So what is the benefit of the keeping a cow then? As per this sloga, what is it that you get from a cow? Although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her. It is not that it will give you proteins and fat. What the cow will give you is you can draw religious principles from her. That is, you can improve the quality of life. It's the quality of life that the cow will provide you. Still, what is happening to the cow is, she is now rendered poor and calfless. The first damage you have done to the cow is you have separated the calf from the cow. A cow or an animal which is supposed to give you a quality of life. How we have managed that animal is, the first damage we have done is, we have separated the cow and the calf. And the second one is, her legs were being beaten by an uncivilized. That means a person who is not qualified to keep a cow is keeping the cow now. He doesn't know the purpose of this animal. He is keeping the cow for, as per the paradigm. Everybody is keeping cows. Everybody is keeping cows for milk. So I am also going to keep cows for milk. So he doesn't know the real function of this animal. So the cow is separated from its real owner. She doesn't have a real owner. She doesn't have a calf with her. And the third thing is, she was hankering after some grass in the field. That is, she is separated from the land also. See, the grass is there, but I am tied here. What I am supposed to do, like the monkey, the mango is there, but I can't go and eat. The same way the cow's function is to eat the grass, but I am not able to go and eat the grass. I am tied. So in three ways, the suffering is there. Which are the three ways? One is, she doesn't have a real owner who knows what is her purpose. Second one, because he is not a person who knows the purpose of the animal, he has separated the cow from her child. Third one is, he has separated the cow from the land. So just imagine the purpose, this cow you see now in a Goshala. Even in the Goshala in Singapore, if you go there also, this is what is happening there. This particular moment, this is not addressed. This particular moment, it is not addressed. The calves are separated from their mothers. Any Goshala you go, you will see the same picture. Calves are separate, cows are separate. The cows are on the shed, land is somewhere else. And the cows are not taken care of by the owner, real owner who knows the function of it. A person who does not know to read and write, what is the point in giving him a pen? That is the situation. Only when these three abuses are addressed can we expect the cows to be happy and any project with cows to be sustainable. Unless these three things are addressed, you can never expect cow protection to take place. So now we do what happens if we separate the cow and the calf. In Rig Veda, this particular sloga says, milk, that sloga, the Sanskrit is there on the top, the sloga translation. I am giving you the English translation below. Milk derived forcibly from cows, by separating the calf is poisonous. That milk is poison when the calf is not with the mother, and it leads to incurable diseases. That is how Shastra says. Because there is grief in the mother and the milk will be full of stress hormones. Because she is not seeing her cow. Has anyone seen the cow drinking milk from the mother? Anyone here has? Yes. What does the cow do at that time?
She tried to pamper.
What is she doing? What is she doing? What is she doing?
There is a loving.
Loving. What is she doing? She's licking. Where?
Leaking.
Leaking where? Forehead of the milker or the calf? Then? Where? Not just head, it's a particular area that she licks. She licks the genitals. If it's a male, she licks in the front. If it is a female calf, she licks at the back. For what? To make her to urinate. So that the more you urinate, the more you drink. that thing has to happen. Without that happening, how can you draw the milk from that udder? That is what is making the calf to give the milk. Sorry, the mother to give the milk. That's the purpose of that line there. But that is not happening with the milk that you are taking in your mouth. It is drawn forcefully. So that milk is poisonous. I didn't say it is told in the Shastra. Now we'll see what is happening if you separate the cow from the land. That also the sloga is there. Here the translation. Anybody who knows Hindi? Can you read it? This one Hindi you read.
गोचर महत्व में देशाव तप्ती चर्नित गोशु गौर
Here.
गोचर में जाने में गवों को कोई बाधा नहीं होनी चाहिए। जो गवों गोचर नहीं जा पाती उनको दूध विष समान होता है।
It is the milk of a cow that has not gone to the pasture land is also poisonous. That is, by keeping a cow in the goshala and if you are producing milk, that milk is also poisonous. So the milk of a cow that is separated from the calf and separated from the land is both vicious and it can only give you innumerable, incurable, nothing more.
To what extent the poisonous, you use the word poisonous.
It will be filled with stress hormones.
Stress.
Can
Hormones.
kill you. It can kill you.
It will come, the coming topics, you get that. So, consequence of keeping cows in confinement. What is the punishment that you get if you keep them in confinement? That is also told. Such a person in society that keeps cows in, everybody can read the Hindi. जो
यज्ञादि के कारण लोगों को निश्चित रूप में बांध कर ही रखता है, वो समाज और लोगों के प्रति पाप कर और समाज को हीन बनाता है।
That is, it is doing damage to the society. And see, when you keep a cow, you yes, I get the benefit of my guru. My guru will be happy. The Lord also will be happy. But if you leave them in confinement, the result is opposite.
Thank you.
You will never be blessed by the Lord or by your guru. That is how it says. And then another funny thing. Those see now, how many of you are associated with cow-based farming here? How many of you are associated with dung-based farming here? So the cow-based farming and dung-based farming are the same? Dung-based farming is different from cow-based farming. Now what you are doing is dung-based farming. And what's the difference between dung-based farming and cow-based farming is this sloga will tell you. Any person who is farming without the cows and using only its dung and urine for farming, there will be severe attack of pest. Aren't you facing it? You are facing the pest attack even though you are doing it organically. And you are using an organic pesticide. That is all no. But the pesticide is there. But when you use the cows for farming, you will never have a pest attack. That's the difference. This is what is told you. Those ill-advised who do not devote their time and labor for utilizing the family cows and cultivate organic crops, they suffer through pests, insects, diseases thrown by others. Shiva is in charge of that. He will be sending the pest to you.
What do you mean by dung farming?
Yeah. Now what you are doing is dung-based farming. You need the cow somewhere. Only the product that you need from the cow is not the cow, but the dung and urine. Or maybe milk also you take and make butter and you make panchagavya and all you do. But you don't need the cow. You are not bothered about the quality of life of the cow. Understood? You have to improve the quality of life of the cow. Then you are free of pests. Then only the milk will become non-poisonous. So in Vishnu Purana it says, in Kali Yuga, cows will be honored as long as she delivers milk. After she stops giving milk, she is designated as unproductive. You will put garland only on a cow that is giving milk. isn't it? And then what happens to them? They are sent to either to cult. They are cult means they are out of your Goshala. They may be roaming around, they may be taken by some religious organization or some body that is sentimentally attached to the cows. They take it to their Goshala. There also their situation is the same. They are suffering, no food. There also the cows are not separated from the calves. There also the cows are separated from the land. So are they? Did that Goshala improve the quality of life of the cow? No. Still the same. Any Goshala, whichever big Goshalas, just dumped with unproductive cows, which we label as unproductive. So then, as Einstein told, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create it. So then that means again doing the same thing is not going to solve it. You will only come to the same result. So you have to think differently. That is where we come to the holistic management. The other one is reductionist management. That is, you are seeing only the full animal is there, but you are seeing only the dung and urine. Reduce the full function to just the dung and urine. That is reductionist management. You have to manage the whole. You have to see the cow. Only when you start seeing the cow and using it, you will come to solving the problem. If you are concerned about that the cows are not being protected or that you want to improve your quality of life, actually by living with cows, it's supposed to give you religious principles. It is supposed to improve your quality of life. But unfortunately, that is not happening because we do not know what is the purpose of this. So, holistic management, actually, the topic will be done by Madhu. But I am just introducing you to it. That it is so simple as this. That is, when you take, it's a decision-making process. When you take a decision, you have to consider three factors: the economic, the social, and the environment. Environment and is it economically achievable? So, to come to that decision, you should know why cockroach was created. Why was cockroach created? The creator didn't make any mistake not to bring that cockroach here. Yes, the function for it. But we found it is only good for killing. But it has got a function. So in China you have their farming cockroaches. For what?
Take care of the
medicine also, that is again utility. Yes, that is to manage the vegetable waste, kitchen waste. So why is it that they are in your kitchen? To be killed? No, then for what? They have come to clean up the mess. So how is it that you prevent the cockroaches from your house? You clean up the mess. Because they will come to perform their functions. Understood? That is how we apply holistic management. Go to the cause. Go to the cause. That means there is no mistake in creation. Understand that there is no mistake in creation. Perfect. What went wrong? That is how when you apply the holistic management. So easy to understand. See, everybody here knows driving. All have driving license. So that when you go to a car, you want to start the car. What all things you will do? You can drive the car fast, say. What all things you do? You go and look the tire, it is full of air. Because what is wrong with the tire is not. In a car, if there is no tire, what is the problem? You can't move now. So you know the function of the tire. And you know the function of the air inside. So you check it. And then you go inside, you check whether the fuel is there, you check whether the gear, everything is in order. And then once you have understood everything is proper, you start managing the key. And then when the full thing is synchronized, you are orchestrating, you start moving the car. And when a person comes in front, you should apply the brake. Accidentally, if you put on the accelerator, it hits. So you know everything. That is how you manage technology. Because this technology has been created by man. We created the technology, so we know each and every function of the switch we are managing. But nature is not created by man. Understood the difference? Nature is not man-made. It is created by another person. And he is the real enjoyer of that. He only knows why I created this nature. And what is education, what we need is, why did he create it? And he specially made man to manage the other system. That is, this particular person, man, should learn the function of what he has created, and he has been designed to orchestrate it. That is what a farmer will do. He has to just orchestrate the function of all the living beings in his farm. He should know why the cow is there, why the cockroach is there, why a earthworm is there, why the birds are there, that he should know. And then start orchestrating their functions. Then, like the car moves, your farm will also move. Why a farm is not profitable, Mahaprabhu will be giving you. But this is what the base thing that you have promised. So when you start to manage the farm, managing or orchestrating the functions of the living beings and natural resources in holistic management, you should know what is the difference between function and utility. Each and everything in nature, you know everything about the technology. Why? What is the purpose of a pen? What is the function of a pen? To write. What are you using it for? For write. So that means you are using the pen for its functions. I can also scratch, isn't it? Now you have a pencil with a hand on the for you to scratch. But the function of that hand is to scratch, but the function of the pen is to write. So that means even though you will never throw a pen because you can't scratch properly, isn't it? You will throw away a pen if it is not able to write properly. So that means that is the difference between function and utility. So everything that in nature, the purpose of a person or a thing or an activity that is natural to, that is what is functions. And what is utility? The state of being useful or profitable for you. That is called utility. In nature, everything, every species, 84 lakh species that is there in nature has a function. Like you have all the technology that we have made as a function, the nature also, every living being has a function. So then what is the function of the cow? What is the function of a bird? Yes, he creates. Yes, that means for the creator to live, he got it, he has created a system and he has sent the human beings also to manage the system. But he is seeing every time he has to come as different avatars. Every time he has to be called for come as this avatar, we have these all calves here. Every time he has to come down. That is because we do not know the functions. So what is the function of a bird? What is the function of the cow?
To purify the soil.
How? What she told is right. It is to keep the soil healthy. But how does the cow keep the soil healthy? By standing somewhere, can it become? Yes. So the function of the cow is to graze. And Krishna also used the animal for that way. Early morning. What did he do? He got a name also for that. A nickname also for early morning going with the cows. He got a nickname also. What is that? Gopal, Govinda, because he is always with the cows. And performing their functions. Their function is to graze. And as a result of grazing, you may get milk or whatever it is. That's a different dung and you that's different. But their function is to graze. You can scratch the pen, but the purpose is to write. That has to happen. That is the function of the cow. Then what is the function of the udder of the cow? To feed the cow. So that's a function for it. Everything that is in nature has a function. And the other thing, see, when the function of the cow is for grazing, what is milk then for you? It is utility. We are seeing the cow for its utility. We want the dung and urine. That is also utility only. That is not her function. Please understand the difference between the function and utility of a cow. The function of a cow, underline in your mind, it is to graze. If you can't write with a pen, it is useless. If you can't graze a cow, keeping a cow is useless. No purpose, no point in keeping a cow. If you can't graze. If you can't graze, don't keep a cow. If you can't write, why do you need a pen? That is the relationship between cow and employment. So the primary function of a cow is this important quality of grazing, and primary function of the other is to milk. The utility we have fixed is in milk, and the bulls for? What is the utility we have fixed on the bulls? No, a bull doesn't plow. A bull doesn't plow. Please tell me, have you seen bulls plowing? Who is plowing there? The plow is plowing, not the bull. The thing behind the plow, behind the bull is what is doing the plowing, not the bull. What is the bull doing giving you? Bull is only giving you traction. You have replaced the bull with the tractor now because you want only traction from the bull. Understood? Bull never plows. So the utility that we have fixed on the bull is for traction, and the utility we have fixed on the cow is for milk. If the utility should come only after the function, land and cow care or both should be the same. When a natural resource is not used for its function, it leads to diminishing of the said resource and hence unsustainable. As long as the cows are not used for the function, just imagine if the cow is used for grazing, from date of birth till date of death is useful now. But if you think the cow is only for milk, when does she give milk? Only when she is pregnant or she is delivered. How many months? All other times she is useless. Only that day she should come up, deliver, and then she should die. That doesn't happen. So, when you see a cow, if our thinking was right, see, I agree. I am not thinking what I am saying is what we are saying is right. I am accepting what we have understood so far. That paradigm. That monkey is not climbing up. That paradigm, if that is right, then they wouldn't know. That is why they are in the garbage. So again, we take the word of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It won't work. We have to change the way we are doing it. So the mistake we have done is we have kept them away from the land to the Goshalas. And whatever we looked for the cows are there in the Goshala. We wanted the dung, we wanted the urine, and we wanted the milk. Is there. Now, are they in the Goshala or Shauchalaya? Where do we call a Shauchalaya? Shauchalaya is the place where you go and put your stool and urine. They are in the Shauchalaya only. How can you say they are in the Goshala? This is Shauchalaya. Am I right? They are in the Shauchalaya. This has not improved their quality of life. We see dung and urine as Shauchalaya means toilet. Toilet. They are in the toilet only. They may be eating the best quality fodder, but they are in the toilet. They are sitting on their stool. Dung and urine may be so precious for you. You may be breathing with it, you may be eating it. But for them, dung and urine is stool. We are bothered about protection of cows now. Then be bothered about where they are living. That is how we start to change the quality of life of this particular animal. It is same as you have a fish and it needs water. A fish cannot live without water. The same way a cow cannot live without land. You cannot keep a cow without land. That is so much mother cow and mother earth are that much related. You cannot separate. The more you separate, you end up. What will happen if you separate? We remove the cows from grasslands to do factory farming. The grasslands are becoming deserts, fruits and vegetables have gone low in nutrients. The food and vegetables that you are consuming now, previously an apple a day was enough. Now to get the same vitamin A in the apple, you have to eat 7 apples. you can't purchase 7 apples and you can't eat 7 apples. One apple was. That means you have gone. When you disconnected the cow from the land, you are seeing your water table has gone down, the quality of nutrients have gone down, the quality of your life has also gone down. That is what has happened. That is why it is told in that sloga, even though you can draw religious principles from her, what she is supposed to give or what she delivers is religious principles, quality of life. Now, we may be keeping cows in the Goshala, but the food we eat has no nutrients. See, what do you call a pen which is not having ink? You say it is discarded now, useless. The same way, if an apple doesn't provide the nutrients, what is the point you call an apple? Useless. That is where we are reached. And the cows are still being culled. So, from such a poorly managed land, we face all these struggles. This elephant in the house is because we have separated the cow from the land. It is not because we are not drinking cow's milk, it is because we separate the cow from the land. All this. So to achieve the quality of life we are looking for, we need to holistically manage the land by putting the cow in its place to perform its functions. The truth is that without agriculture, it is not possible to have a city. This city that we know, this Singapore city, can it survive without agriculture? Is there any way? We have gone highest in technology. What is the hub? Financial hub. Whatever name you give, without agriculture, can you survive? Can you survive? You cannot survive without agriculture. It's not possible to have a city, stock market, bank, university, police officership or army. Agriculture is the foundation of civilization, stable economy and service. So it is your soil that is your future, and quality soil will only give quality life. Only quality soil. If agriculture is what is sustaining a city, then only quality soil can give you quality life. So now there is a trend, now we want to be sustainable. We want to be sustainable. We want sustainable farming. See, already the quality of soil has gone down. Do you want to maintain it like that? Sustainability means what? You are maintaining at that status quo now. What is the benefit of it? So what we need now is, once you connect the cows to land, from degenerative stage we start regenerating it, then only you can be sustainable. First, bring the land to its original position, and then you talk about sustainability. Now, if you talk about sustainability, such a degraded state, what are you going to sustain? Going to still be degraded? We have to change. No, that only when you start working on the function of each and everything, that can happen. Now, and good, happy news is there. Now that regenerative agriculture, in regenerative agriculture, there are 5 principles. One is least disturbance. Another one is living root should be there in the soil. Another one is soil arbor, that means soil should always be covered. And the next one is animal integration. That is, now animal integration is a part of regenerative agriculture. Now they have realized that the whole thing, the degradation started just because we removed the animals from agriculture. So now it is universally accepted that animal integration is an integral part of agriculture. Now they have started using cows for grazing, and now the land is slowly coming back, and then increase biodiversity. It's a happy news for the people who are really bothered about cow production, that it has been universally accepted that animal integration is a part. If you do not integrate the animals, what will be the effect? I have shown in one slogan. If you do not integrate animals in your agriculture, what is that? What did the slogan say? No, one immediate pest and will be there. If you do not try to, there will be pest. So that is that is one symptom that you see. Immediate symptom is that. So this is just an introduction to what we will be covering these days. And any doubts on this particular thing you can ask. Please press notes.
My question is that if we have to feed a lot of people in a small amount of land in a very shorter time, so when we get into a scene where we are trying to follow these principles in a desert situation, it might take a lot of time. So what is the way we can do faster?
See, you cannot reduce the pregnancy of a woman from 9 months to 2 months. It's possible. Nature has that time. See, you go for an bypass. Then you need some time for the wound to heal. No, doesn't have to be. Nature, there is a way. That way only you can. You cannot fasten. Technology you can mix. You can change 1 HP pump to 2 HP pump. Immediately it starts functioning. Nature is not like that. We have already tried to speed up. Now we haven't reached it. Nature has a way to manage. We have to understand the first question itself. There is a alignment. That is, in a small plant you want to grow more. That never happens. That never happens. See the whole. You see the whole. Why only small land? See the whole. Small land. There's more space for people. Why only you think about Singapore? There's more land. There are more land in the world. Why only Singapore? Why only city only? There are more land in India. Why only Delhi is the only place in India? No, there are more land. See the whole. Yeah, we are becoming so reductionist. Now only in the small area I want to produce more. That is no. You have to see the whole.
Holistic.
See the whole. One more.
What is the scientific principle behind the dating of all improves
Yeah, that comes.
You mentioned rural agriculture, there cannot be city or bank establishments. As we know, Singapore does not have any thriving agriculture.
Yes.
Still, for the last 35 years, they have been.
Good question. Where is your food coming from?
Outside.
What is that called? What is that called? The food is produced by agriculture only, no? You have only brought it here, but it's agriculture that is maintaining it. Am I right? You need to eat, that is what is meant. That has to come only from land. And that procedure is called agriculture. Understood? So, see, most of the questions, the answers there in the coming session. But if there is anything outside that only,
I have a contrary question to you. You said it should come naturally. I have a farm where it took me 12 years to bring down the leukocyte count of the milk so that the udder is, healthy. So, is it 12 years too long? Or?
Yeah, that is too long. That is too long. That will come. When Dr. Sree's topic will bring it in one day.
I want to have one question, and though it is a little diversion, but it is analogy. What you are talking about, the cow, land, and milk, and all the utility and all those things. Even for human beings, we are using this computer, and we are not using our brains anymore. Those days, people used to remember
Yes.
what
That is analogy. We will not take that.
We'll ask the questions
Okay,
later.
so now with this we will, this topic will see, it's a play race. There are 3 persons running, 4 persons are there. So I have finished my first run, now I am passing it to the battle to the other people.